Disclaimer. Dreadful Shadows taking no responsibilities for errors or omissions in the contents of the service. In no event shall Dreadful Shadows be liable for any special, direct, indirect, mental, physical, consequential, or incidental damages or any damages whatsoever, whether in an action of contract, negligence or other tort, arising out of or in connection with the use of the service or the contents of the service. Dreadful Shadows channel reserves the right to make additions, deletions, or modification to the contents on the service at any time without prior notice. Watch at your own risk.
The rain poured relentlessly, blurring my vision as I gripped the steering wheel tightly. Thunder rumbled in the distance, echoing through the darkened night. I had taken a wrong turn, venturing onto an unfamiliar road, and now I found myself lost in the heart of a desolate forest. My heartbeat quickened as I realized my phone had no signal. Panic gnawed at my gut. The only choice I had was to continue driving, hoping to find a way back to civilization. But as I pressed on, a sense of unease settled within me, permeating the confined space of the car. The forest grew thicker, casting an impenetrable darkness that seemed to swallow the feeble glow of my headlights. The rain intensified, pounding against the windshield like a relentless drumbeat. Each passing moment stretched into eternity, my surroundings transforming into a haunting tableau. A flicker of movement caught my eye, a figure standing on the side of the road. They were drenched, their clothes clinging to their body. My instincts screamed to keep driving, but guilt and compassion compelled me to stop. I rolled down the window, hesitating before speaking. "Do you need help?" The stranger's eyes bore into mine, their expression unreadable. "Please, I need a ride," they pleaded, their voice trembling. Against my better judgment, I unlocked the doors, allowing the mysterious passenger to enter. As they settled in, an icy chill permeated the air. Their presence brought a palpable tension, as if something sinister had entered my car. Their features were obscured by shadows, their face a mere blur. Unease gnawed at me, but it was too late to turn back. With a surge of anxiety, I resumed driving, the rain and darkness closing in around us. The stranger began to speak, their voice low and haunting. They told tales of tragedy and despair, weaving a tapestry of horror that left my skin crawling. Their words held a power, drawing me deeper into their twisted narrative. The road twisted and turned, leading us into the heart of the forest. The atmosphere grew suffocating, as if the very air held a malevolent presence. Shadows danced on the periphery, taunting me with their macabre movements. Suddenly, the car sputtered and came to a halt. Panic surged through me as I frantically tried to restart the engine. But all my efforts proved futile. The car was dead, a prisoner in this desolate landscape. Fear gripped me as I turned to the stranger, their eyes gleaming with an unholy light. Their true nature was revealed, a vengeful spirit trapped between realms, luring unsuspecting victims into their web of terror. The rain turned into a torrential downpour, drumming against the car roof with an intensity that matched the pounding of my heart. The haunting melody of their laughter filled the car, echoing through the empty forest. I was their prey, trapped in a nightmare from which there seemed to be no escape. I stumbled out of the car, my feet sinking into the muddy ground. The stranger followed, their presence looming over me like a specter of death. They reveled in my terror, their voice a haunting whisper against the storm's fury. As I ran through the forest, every step felt heavy, as if an unseen force held me back. My mind became a battleground, torn between fight and surrender. But the will to survive pushed me forward, propelling me through the darkness. But just as despair threatened to consume me, I saw a faint light in the distance, a lone cabin nestled among the trees. With every ounce of strength left in me, I sprinted toward it, praying for sanctuary. The door swung open, revealing an elderly couple, their faces etched with both concern and kindness. They welcomed me into their home, shielding me from the horrors that lurked outside. As the storm raged on, they listened to my harrowing tale, their eyes filled with understanding. I knew then that I had escaped the clutches of that malevolent spirit, at least for now. But the memory of that night would forever haunt me, a reminder of the darkness that can consume us when we least expect it. And as I looked out at the storm raging beyond the safety of the cabin, I couldn't help but wonder how many others had fallen victim to the same fate on that desolate, haunted highway.